Hogwarts Legacy. That's a game that the internet talked about a little bit this week.
What a shit show that. What a shit show on my timeline I saw with this game.
Wait, this made it to your timeline? It happened?
This been on my timeline, man. People are bitching and going nuts about fucking Hogwarts Legacy, and you're transphobic if you play the game. And I mean, I've been seeing it all on my Twitter feed.
I'm impressed because normally when I ask you, you're like, no, none of this shit made it to my timeline.
Well,
so it's gotten big when it makes Jeff's timeline.
It's just then they had like that bot website that was like keeping track of all the Twitch streamers that were playing the game, so they could go in there and harass them. Super fucking bizarre.
That was kind of fucked up,
bro. This shit is crazy as hell, man.
It's kind of fucked up.
It's just crazy as hell. And the game, like, I haven't played it, but the game actually looks pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty dope. Like, I'm not even a big Harry Potter fan. Like, I've watched the first 3 or 4 movies. I haven't seen the rest. I'm not like one of these Harry Potter heads. I don't really care about the IP all that much. I don't give a fuck about J.K. Rowling and whatever her political views or fucking whatever views and ideology she has. But the game just looks good. It just looks like a solid, fun, open world wizard game.
It's
true. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, man. I get it. I mean, I get people's frustration with some of the comments that JK has said in the past and continues to say. But at the same time, you know, this chick ain't making this game, man. Like, she ain't. It's a video game. It's bringing a lot of joy to people. They're enjoying it. They're having fun.
And the people that are playing this game, I think the important thing to note here is that while I'm sure you could pick out a couple people hate purchasing this game out of all the controversy, they're like, just to say fuck you, I'm going to buy this game.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people that are playing this game, like you said, it's bringing joy to them, probably because they're massive fans of this as a kid. It was probably the reason, like many people as a children, that they even got into reading at all was because they read Harry Potter, and now they get this game in their hands, and they're super fucking excited about it, and at no point did any of the negative shit that people talk about like pass through their minds reading these books as a kid, nor do they even think about it as an adult. They're like, the vast majority are getting joy out of it, not because J.K. Rowling said some shit, but because they just so happen to like the fucking property, and they're getting they're not sitting there reveling in the fact that the creator of the thing that is a large part of their life has suddenly made some horrible fucking comments. That's not why they're playing the fucking game. So to come down on people for that shit is just like...
I mean, it's the fucking people that are playing. If you're going to come down on somebody, go down, like, you know, say what you need to say about JK on Twitter and fucking... you know, do whatever. And I'm not saying you should go and spew hate against hate. Like, you know, it doesn't make it right. But at the same time, if you're going to direct the stuff towards somebody, direct it at the person that is saying the things that you don't actually agree with. Don't go after the individuals that are just trying to have some fun, play the game on stream or on YouTube or wherever, or just by themselves, and try to make them feel guilty or call them transphobic because they bought a video game. Suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick. Like, listen, I don't give a shit about the Hogwarts thing, but if I go out and buy the game, I'm not buying it because it's like, oh, fuck you. I'm buying it because the game actually looks good. And if you call me transphobic because I fucking buy the game, go fuck yourself. Like, you know, you're the problem. And it's same with everybody. I went into 3 different streamers just to kind of see if it's as bad as what I thought it was. Like, so seeing the shit on Twitter, I go on 3 different streamers. 2 of them were big, 1 of them not so big. Hate. It's just like fucking people got like a copied and paste hate messages and all this other shit. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? What's wrong? Like,
do they think that they're going to convert anyone by doing that shit?
No, it's going to do the opposite. It's actually
going to have the polar opposite effect.
It's like, dude, it's okay to be upset, and they have a reason to be upset. I get it. But they're channeling and targeting the wrong people. It's just like, my God, man. Like, get over.
The thing that I think about, the thing that I think about here as like a point, since it's like one of the only things I don't have a million examples in my mind, but one of the ones that came through my mind was, and I think I might even mention this. I don't know if it was on my stream or on the podcast, or maybe even both. was, for example, a lot of people now know that Tolkien was labeled a pretty horrific racist.
Yep.
And and some people might try to say that you can't equate racism to transphobia. I would say that it's probably pretty fucking close, honestly. If you know, there's a lot of people that I mean, literally the whole concept of racism in North America resulted in the black community being literally considered less than one whole part human for a not insignificant amount of time. So, but nobody's ever sat around and be like, all right, well, we can't go and watch the new
Lord of the Rings
new
show.
Lord of the Rings, because the money goes to his family that is directly, you know, benefiting from a person who said and did, you know, some racist shit. And
No, I get what you're saying, bro.
It's just because it's directed at the wrong, like be upset that it happened and direct it at the right people, and do it intelligently, because if you do it this way, you're going to have the opposite effect. And then all it does is perpetuate it. We're like, oh, everyone's against me. Well, no shit. You walked into a room where people were minding their own business. Nobody was sitting around in this room saying, fuck the trans community. Literally just going about their lives. And you walked into a room and started pointing fingers and screaming and yelling and cursing and cursing them out and calling them the enemy and calling them transphobic and all this shit. And none of this was even like part of the equation.
Most of the people don't even know about any of this. They just buy the game and play it.
Oh, the majority of people have no fucking clue. Not a clue.
They don't even know. They just buy a fucking Hogwarts game and they're just like playing the game. And they get chewed out. It's like, dude, come on, guys. Like, come on, you're better than this. You're better than this, man. And I'm sure the people, the majority of the people in the trans community, they wouldn't want you to spread this type of hate against innocent individuals that are just either A, don't know what's going on, and if they do know what's going on, it doesn't mean just because you buy a game that you support the things that somebody says or have done in the past. That's not how this works. Now, there are some people that have very specific morals, and if there's part of that morals that is being compromised, where they feel as though somebody has crossed the line, they have every right to not support. They have every right to even voice their opinion about.
They should.
And they should, absolutely. They should not be silenced. But you cannot go and harass people and create hate campaigns and call people every name in the book because they opted to decide to buy the game and enjoy it and have fun with it. It's, you know, it's sickening to see. I'm not like, it's just get that shit out of gaming. Like, just get it away from us, please. I see it enough. Like, just go back to whatever fucking corner of the internet you came from and stay over there. Like, don't come over here and blast us for having some fun, man.
And just to highlight the fact that I'm strongly believing that almost nobody in the grand scheme of things, comparatively speaking, knows even about any of this bullshit.
They don't.
And are just buying it.
They don't,
just to put a finer point on it. So, Hogwarts Legacy had a pretty good opening week, Mr. Black, so far. And I say that because it only just, I think, released maybe today. It was in pre-sale up to this point. 500,000 players, roughly. Just shy, 489, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Were concurrently playing it on Steam only. No other consoles, no nothing. Concurrent, which doesn't mean just 500,000 people. That means that it steadily rotated out people to hold nearly 500,000 people. Pre-sale for this game on just Steam. Okay. The only people that could get their hands on it to play early, deluxe buyers. Not just pre-order, but deluxe buyers. To my knowledge, unless I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, that's a lot of people.
It's a shit ton of people.
That is enough people to dethrone Dota 2 as the second most concurrent players all time on the platform. The only game remaining on that list above them is Cyberpunk 2077. And Cyberpunk enjoyed those numbers after it actually launched. I think there's a not a not small chance that upon proper release, it might actually break Cyberpunk 2077's numbers. And you cannot objectively, you cannot sit back and look at those and look at the amount of people buying this game and say to yourself truthfully, every one of those people are conspiring against a group of people, and they are the enemy, and they're transphobic. You can't.
No, bro. You just can't,
that doesn't.
Bro.
They aren't buying it with any of that in mind. They have no intention. They probably have friends who are in the community. They are likely supportive because that's an enormous sample size. You can't, like, you might as well say the entire fucking world at that point is just consistently, or the entire, your entire country.
Dude, this is the Harry Potter franchise.
It's fucking massive, bro.
It's massive. And we're not talking about beasts and fucking fantastical beasts. We're talking Harry Potter. This is just going to sell from the name itself. And like Adam said, the vast majority of people have no idea any of this stuff even exists, or even what JK says on her own time and her own platform. Of course, there are going to be people that will agree with her stance, and they will support what she does based on that. I'm not denying that, but to say the majority, and if you think that your favorite Twitch streamer that buying the game to play it on Twitch is in that camp, I mean, come on.
If you call somebody an asshole enough, Jeff, what do they become?
I mean,
if you consistently call someone an asshole,
I could be an asshole if you call me an asshole all the time. Then I'll be an asshole to you. I'll be an asshole.
If you just constantly take somebody who's not the thing that you're labeling them and just keep fucking saying you're an asshole, or you're annoying, or you're being a dick, or whatever. You just drill that and over and over and over again. Eventually, like what's the class of saying? Like, you call me that, so I'm just okay. I'll be that guy. I'll be that girl. I'll be the dick. I'll be the asshole. You're gonna make me play the part? I'll do it. You can't.
Crazy.
You can't just do that shit. So anyway, huge numbers, fucking huge numbers, and it's only just. It's only just getting around to actually launching. In fact, another metric is that on Twitch, it is now the most watched single-player game of all time.
I believe it.
1.28 million concurrent was the peak to break that record. That's what they've got so far. I don't know if that number will go up once the game is launched, but there it is. And I just have here, this is sounding an awful lot like 10 million copies in the first 7 days.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's like beating a dead horse now. I'm sure we're going to hear more of it as this thing continues to be a juggernaut, and people will try and do their smear campaigns and whatever it is that they do. And all we need to do is try and be the bigger people and try not to spew hate back at them. That's all we can really do. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I don't think I've ever seen a game get targeted so badly the way that this one is. And I'm not talking about like review bombs. We're talking like people that play it are bad people. It's like, no, bro. I'm sorry.
It's just getting a little crazy. Getting a little crazy.